League. It's your first squad. What's the team needs in McCarthy and Kabay going to be fit? Any other issues?
Kabay and MacArthur are fit, but not fit to to participate in the starting 11 or even be on the bench. But they're looking very good right now. But first they have to get minutes, of course, and then that's the normal procedure. That first they're gonna make minutes in under 23 when it's possible.
Everyone else okay?
No, we have like Sacco is still injured, and Corin Wicken is still injured. So, but the rest are okay. Yes.
Papi Suarez back training now, isn't he? After the awful car crash a year ago. How far away is he from playing?
No, he's scheduled to make his first minutes. I think in 2 weeks now. In the under 23s, and yeah, it's unbelievable. I already gave a compliment to all the medical staff and the performance coaches, because when he had the crash, everybody was doubting maybe if he's gonna be able to play again. And I have to admit, what I saw on Wednesday, how he how he looked, how he moves around, yeah, that looks very promising for him. So I'm very pleased for him, especially that he's, I think he's able to get it on the level that where he ended.
And you brought in Fosu Mensah. Did you speak to Jose directly about him and what's he going to give the team?
I didn't spoke with Jose. I spoke directly with Timothy himself about what are the odds that you're going to play for Manchester. If not, I think there's a very good possibility that you're going to make a lot of minutes with me at Crystal Palace, and because we play a certain kind of system right now, and I think it's very suitable for you.
There's a lot of talk about the system 3-4-3, the influence of Cruyff, maybe sexy football here, but how is it going to work with the players you were left with by Sam? Because Alan Pardew tried it last season.
It always, everybody say 3-4-3 can be very adventurous or excited, but you can also say we're playing with 5 defenders. So it's how you look at it, and you can. So if you have a lot of the ball, then it's very offensive. If you don't have a lot of the ball and you're dropping back, then it's very defensively. Like I think Van Gaal did at the World Championships. He played 3-4-3 or 5-3-2, but they mostly let the opponent get the ball and played a lot of with transition, especially with the quality of Arjen Robben at that time. So like Juventus, for example, in the Serie A, when they did it, it was very offensive. So it always depends, how you try to dominate the game. And of course we want to try always dominate the game, but we also have to be realistic where we came from, and we want to be a solid club, and if there are very good teams in the Premier League, so a lot of times we will be pulled back, and so but then we have a security of 5 men in the back.
Frank, you had great success at Ajax, not so good times at Milan. Are you on a mission this year, do you think, with Palace to prove a few people wrong?
No, I'm not people wrong. I knew that when I started with Milan, with Inter, that it was a quite hard job. But when the trains comes by like Inter, which is still a major club in the world, that you think, okay, I'm gonna try it. And even though that I knew it's going to be very difficult, especially when you just be 1 week before the season start, and you want to implement your philosophy, and not everything went that what I thought it should go, and at the end it was not enough. And with a big club you always have to win. Always have to win. A draw feels like a loss. So that's the things that I always experienced as a player and as a manager with Ajax. So that's for me no problem. But they didn't gave me enough time, Yeah, so I have to respect that, and but I'm still convinced in my quality as a manager.
But did it change you at all? Are you the same manager who took Ajax to all those times?
I think you never, every day you are a different manager. Every day, you know, you're going to learn. When I started, for example, at Ajax, I was more player than coach or manager at that time. Now I'm really a manager because it changes because when I started I was still quite young, and you think, okay, I will show the young guys how it has to be on the pitch. You do exercises, you show them at that moment, but that's over now. You're now more, you know, looking from outside and then talk to players and really managing your team, and not only your team, the players, but also the whole stuff around them.
This first match, Frank, Huddersfield, newly promoted. A lot of Palace fans will be expecting you to win. Is it a dream opposition for the first match?
Yeah, you can always say the pressure is always then much higher, and how are we going to deal with that? So Huddersfield want to show that they are, I don't know how they call it, that they want to stay in the Premier League, and so they will show a lot of energy, and also for their fans, and they have nothing to lose normally. We do, and normally if you play, you know, against a team who was promoted, but I think that there's no problem. We are confident in a good result, but I think it's already standing there. We respect every opponent, if it's Manchester City or Huddersfield.
Can we ask you about goalkeepers, Boer or Hennessy? Have you decided who starts?
Yes, I decided to start, sure, and that you will see tomorrow.
Are you looking for another one? And will that be...
No, well, we need another one, that's for sure, and it depends, you know, what's on the market, what's going to be a promising goalkeeper, or you know, one who's going to fight for first spot. It all depends on the market, what's available. But I'm happy now with the performance of those two goalkeepers that I have right now. But that we need one extra, that's for sure.
Let's talk about Joel Ward's future and the new contract. Would you like Joel Ward to stay? Or?
I think Joel is an example for a club like Crystal Palace, you know, with a lot of passion, always give not 100% but 200%, and I think every manager wants to have that kind of players in the squad.
Just finally, with the window closing soon, Mamasako was excellent here on loan from Liverpool. Would you like him back? Could it happen?
I don't know. He was a major impact last season. Everybody know what he did, and he was not only good on the pitch but also in the dressing room. I heard, and so if you can get that kind of quality players, it always benefits your team.
Just finally from me, some of the new players, Loftus-Cheek and Riedewald, what do you think they're going to do with this team in the Premier League?
Yeah, they are more the type of players that, you know, give that extra quality injection, especially also defending wise, but especially when we have the ball, and that's the quality they have, and I think if we want to play a little bit more forward, we need that kind of players.
Hello. From Production. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's 25 years of the Premier League. It's the anniversary next week. I just wondered what made you want to come and manage here? What's so special about the Premier League?
First of all, it's the most popular and biggest league in the world. So we already experienced that in Hong Kong, what it does, you know, when 4 Premier League teams come to Hong Kong, and it's in all the world, Asia, United States, or South America. It's so big, and yeah, if you can be part of that, yeah, that's fantastic, of course.
Do you have any particular standout memories over the last 25 years in the games that you've watched?
In the period that I played, of course, and then some friends with Dennis Bergkamp and Mark Overmars playing for Arsenal. They had a fantastic season one time. I think they didn't lost one game. You know that you still remember that kind of things, and also, of course, all the titles that Ferguson had and the Manchester City championship was unbelievable at the last day. You know the apotheosis that they had, you know, in the last seconds of the game, you know, that you always will be remembered.
What kind of impact would you like to bring to the league?
No, yeah, that we had about respect, you know, that really other teams also, you know, have a lot of respect to Crystal Palace, that they know, hey, we have to be very concentrated. If not, you know, we're going to have a very hard time against Crystal Palace.
I spoke to Scott Dan a couple of days ago, and he said that your training methods are going down well here, and that you've been playing a bit yourself and showing off some of your skills. How have the players been reacting?
Of course, I think, you know, if sometimes or a coach or a manager shows, you know, how he wants to do it, and he can really show it, then I think that's if as a player you have the feeling, oh yeah, he really understands what he's talking about. So that's always nice to do. And I still, you know, when something round is 2 meters from me, I want to touch it. So every ball that's around me, that's the normal habit of every professional player who loves to play football. That when the ball is around, you just want to kick it.
You've been over here for a few weeks now. It all finally kicks off for you tomorrow. Any nerves for the opening day of the season?
No, not right now, not. But probably, you know, when maybe a few minutes for the kick-off, then I'm always have a healthy tension in my body, and that I had with Ajax, that I had at Milan, and as a player. So. I think you need tension, you know, to get the maximum out of you as a player and as a manager.
Just finally, obviously Huddersfield are a newly promoted team. What did you know about them?
It was a surprise, of course, that they get promoted, but I think it's a very good organized team. They showed, you know, of course it's a championship, you know, when they're gonna try to build up from behind and they get, you know, enough time, they can really hurt you. And so what I said, you know, I have a lot of respect for them, and we are not afraid for them, but they're doing quite well. And also we see a lot, of course, the pre-season matches, and I think we are ready for them.
Hi Frank,
hello.
I'm Emma from BBC London, nice
Hi.
to meet you. Have Huddersfield been difficult to prepare for because they are newly promoted, and I think they've made something like 9 signings this summer, so has it been quite...
Yeah, but they still play the same system, and you know, with the technology they have right now, you know, we get all the information that we can get, and so I think we are good prepared to confront them.
Their manager, David Wagner, he's known as a bit of a character. Do you know him, or?
No, I will meet him tomorrow. I don't know him really personally. No.
But you're looking forward to welcoming him inside?
Of course, I welcome every manager in Selhurst Park and wish him luck, but only not that day.
You've spoken a lot as well about the fans at Crystal Palace. Were you pleased to be drawn at home first?
Yes, it's always nice. Normally it's a favor that you play at home first, because normally all teams get the most points at home, because you know your fans are the 12 men behind you, and you feel comfortable in your own home, and so I think if I have to prefer, I will always choose that our first game will be at home.
Hi Frank,
Hi.
Art from Four Rose Media. Coming from Ajax, where there's a big focus on young players coming through, Is that something you look to bring to Crystal Palace all the time?
No, well, when I spoke to the chairman and the owners, this was one of the things, you know, that I think they also really want to see that young promises players, you know, get chances. And of course, the Premier League is hard for youngsters, but still, if you have enough quality, I think you can be 18 or even 17, you can be ready. And I think a lot of players also prove that, but only you have to give them the chance also. And I'm a manager who give a lot of trust in youngsters, and because at the end, you know, you have to make your meters in the Premier League. And so when I really think, hey, he can make a difference with his quality, I don't hesitate to put him in. And we have some very promising talent players in the academy, and they put a lot of effort in it, they put a lot of money in it, so then you also expect it to, that something comes out of that. And I think we're trying to do that. Still, you know, the first thing, the most important is that our players get fit and that we get points, of course, in the beginning, but still, we also have an eye on the youngsters.
One player that was quite successful from the youth system here is Wilfried Zaha. How important could he be this season?
Yeah, Wilf is a player that you know, people come especially to the stadium to see Wilfried Zaha, because he is something special, and I'm looking also forward to see him play in Sparta and in the Premier League, and hopefully he's gonna be very important for us. Of course, everybody's important, but with his quality, speed, he can make a difference in some games.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes the broadcast section, please.